What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. Today is a very special day across the state of Texas for a lot of people. Today is November 2nd, I believe. Yeah, today's November 2nd. So, it's the opener of rifle season, which is super awesome. You guys know that I'm a big time bow hunter, but I did for one purpose, and basically one purpose only. I brought the rifle with me just in case the axis comes strolling through. If you guys watched my last video all the way to the end, you would notice where I had this axis doe coming right up through the barn, right next to where my truck was parked. So I'm going to hunt the oat field again tonight, and I'm very, very excited about it. It's about 3:30 right now. So I'm going to load everything up. I'm going to be hunting from the ground. I'm just going to make like a brush blind, and it's going to be super cool. I'm pumped for it because I don't do this very often. It's kind of a good way to mix some things up. I would get up in the tree and saddle hunt, but the only problem is I haven't been out here to like really pick out a tree that I really like and then trim some shooting lanes. So I'm just going to be sitting on the ground this evening. Now with that being said, guys, you only get so many opening days. And I say that because I want you guys to take the initiative to get somebody out in the woods this hunting season. It's a great thing to do, kids. Take some kids out, take family, take anybody. Just get somebody out in the woods to enjoy what the good Lord gave us and His creation. And it's awesome. And on top of that, it's just a great way to spend some time with other people that you normally wouldn't get to spend time with. So I encourage you guys to do that this season. We've still got plenty of months to go, so don't make any excuses. There's opportunities to get some folks out and do some hunting and just let them enjoy the great outdoors as well. One last thing I'm going to throw in, and then we're going to head out to the field. All the 4B merch, guys, is all in stock down on the website, and I keep this in my door. I don't know why or how it got in my door, but here's a 4B decal or sticker or whatever. These go great on bow cases, coolers, anything. These are awesome. 4B bait is also down there live as well. You guys got to try that stuff out. T-shirts are up there as well. A lot of you guys have been really liking those t-shirts so far, and I'm super appreciative for all of you guys. Be sure that you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on anything. Hit the notifications bell as well. We're going to hit the woods. That's what we're going to do. I'm pumped. I made it to the spot in the corner of this field where I'm going to sit, and there's already a deer in the field. Of course, I spooked it. But anyways, I sit down and I go to put an arrow in my wrist and knock an arrow and everything, and I'm blown away. And I will say this because I 100% believe it to be true. The good Lord was looking out for me right here. Look at this, and I've never seen this before in my life. Whenever I was coming through the fence, I crossed over, and then my bow, it hangs on my backpack, and somehow, as I'm walking through some brush, this arrow gets caught, and this is what happens. This is what is left. The thing is completely broke. I have never seen that before in my life. I'm thankful that it happened right there as I'm walking in, because if I would have knocked that arrow and shot it, it would have been bad. I can pretty much guarantee you that thing would have exploded in my face. So thank you, Lord, for watching out for me there. Good thing I've got a couple other broadheads in here, but wow, I'm blown away. So I'll remind you guys, and I need to make a better practice of it as well. After you shoot an animal with any of your arrows, be sure to flex test them, because this arrow right here went through a pig, I think, or a deer. Anyways, it went through an animal. I shot an animal with it, and I guess it had a fracture around it, and it just caught a tree limb and snapped it off. But yeah, And I normally always, like, after I shoot an animal with an arrow and then I clean it up and put it back in my quiver, I usually flex test it. But guys, that's a great wake-up call right there. Be sure to flex test your arrows. I'm going to flex test all of these sitting in here, so that was pretty spooky. But I'm here. The wind is pretty darn good for the direction that I think these deer are going to come from. I'm basically sitting on a trail. And I'm going to make some better shooting lanes in through here and right here, and one right here. I'm expecting the deer to exit this field right here. So this should be fun, this should be good. I gotta tidy this spot up just a little bit and get a good arrow knocked. And we'll be ready for some deer action. Hopefully we'll have some deer on top of us here pretty quick. It's looking good so far. There's 3 does. 2 of them are yearlings. They're last year's fawns. And then there was a little fork-horned, crabby-looking buck that walked to the corner of the field down there at the very end. I don't think he's legal, but I have 1 tag left. I can shoot a spike, so if a spike comes rolling through here and he's old enough, I'll take him. I try not to shoot 1.5-year-old spikes or 1-year-old spikes. Because sometimes they do that as yearlings, and then the next year they'll actually throw their rack, but these does seem to be feeding towards me. They're still like 250 yards out, so I'm just going to continue to be patient. I think this field's going to load up full of deer here in the next 30 to 45 minutes. Should be a good sit. Holy crap! That is without a doubt the biggest buck I think I've ever seen on this property. I got a bunch of turkeys coming out on my left too. That buck is a freaking stud. Wow, those turkeys are gonna scare that deer off down there. Dude, I am just blown away right now. I've got at least 30 turkeys to my left. I've got at least 30 turkeys over to my left, and one of the biggest bucks I think I've ever seen on this property, plus a crap load of doe. There's a bunch of does down there now too. All those turkeys are pushing that spike off. Dang it. He was working right down towards me. There's 7 deer in the field now. This is ridiculous, man. It's amazing what you see whenever you get off of a feeder and go to a natural food source like this field and see which deer are traveling where. This is insane, man. Absolutely nuts. I'm shaking, and I can't even shoot the deer. It's just like, that's a 130-inch, 140-inch buck. doesn't look like much to very many people, but for this county, that is a stinking stud. And I need to be set up down there on that end of the field. That's what I really need to be, but it's what I really need to do, but there's nothing I can do. With the direction of the wind, I could set up down in that far end corner, but I think I'm getting real close to their bedding area if I do that. My spike over here to the left is headed down the field to meet the rest of the deer. So, it looks like I'm pretty much limited to a bow-only shot on this end of the field, because if I shoot with the rifle, it's going to scare them all off, and I'd much rather my mom or dad get an opportunity at one of these bucks down here, or at this big buck, I mean. Oh my gosh. I got about 10 deer in the field now, so maybe something will end up coming back my way. I know that you probably don't really care about a video that's just nothing but a bunch of deer, but the thing is just like I did in the very beginning of bow season starting, I filmed my opening weekend hunt, and then I showed you guys basically like a 2-video series from that hunt until the next hunt whenever I harvested my buck. And so I want to do the same thing with this right here, with this evening hunt. That's the first evening that I've ever sat on that field and hunted it from mid-afternoon until dark, and I was just completely blown away. I never expected to see that many deer. I never expected to see a buck of that caliber, period. I mean, like, I was just completely surprised. It was an awesome buck, and since I'm already tagged out in this county, I can only shoot one deer that is 13 inches or greater. I'm going to pass this buck right here along on to my mom or my dad. I'm going to get a pop-up blind set up in the corner of that field right where those deer came out, or where the majority of the deer came out, and then we're going to kind of go from there. I'm going to saddle hunt in the far end of that field on the other end. You guys probably saw some clips where there was that black feeder in the middle of the field. That thing hasn't been running for like 2 years. There's no corn in it, nothing, it's just sitting there. Further on past, back on that feeder, like way back there on that next tree line, is where the majority of those deer came out at. And I have access to where I can drive around and get on the other side of that tree line way over there and come in from the backside. And hopefully, if it works out for me, I won't be spooking too many deer, and I'll be able to just slip right in, climb up the tree, or get in the pop-up blind with my mom or my dad. Hopefully that they can get it done on that buck or any other deer with their bow or with a rifle. That was a super awesome afternoon. James Gilbert, if you're watching this, huge shout out to him, because he's been telling me for years now. He's like, man, if you want to kill a really, really big buck, I think you need to get down there by the river. And that oat field is right there down by the river. This is the first year that I can remember that field being planted in oats, and I finally decided to break away and try out the saddle hunting because of James. And also I decided to break out and try to do some of this stuff, hunting away from feeders for deer specifically, just because of his influence. So that was huge shout out to him, because I never would have known that deer was there had I not branched out and started doing this kind of thing. So a big thank you to him, because this is it's not new to me. I wouldn't say. I've hunted deer a lot of different ways. I've hunted them over fields like this, but for the most part, you know, I've shot a lot of deer over feeders, and it's fun. It's really fun that way to me also. And so with this is going to be a huge challenge, because my parents are new to bow hunting. They've only ever hunted over feeders, so they're going to get completely immersed in this, like 100%, and they're going to have to learn it and be prepared to shoot, and it's just going to be so much fun. So I want to create a mini series of us going after this buck, and here we are, November 2nd, opening day of rifle season, and of course I'm still toting the bow, but it was just a super cool deal to see that buck. And I tried getting on a doe. I actually had some does come in from right behind me, like less than 10 yards. They jumped in on behind me. I couldn't get cameras turned on in time, but anyways, I want this to be video number 1 of the search and the hunt for this buck, because he is just an incredible deer, and I would be so stoked if my mom or my dad were able to harvest that deer, and especially if they were to do it with a bow. A rifle would be super awesome, but doing it with a bow would be quite incredible, because neither one of them have shot whitetail with a bow. My mom shot black buck and pigs, and my dad has shot a hog with a bow. And so, like I said, they're new to it, and so this is going to be so much fun. This is going to be a huge challenge. I can't wait to get this whole ball rolling and started, and it starts with right now. So, like I said, I know it was kind of a little bit slower, kind of lame, but we got to start this series out somewhere, and man, I'm stinking pumped for them, because I want them to take that deer. That's the biggest buck I've ever seen in this county. It's the biggest buck I've ever seen on this property. And I mean, and on top of all that, these deer are rutting. I mean, like full-blown rutting. I didn't get it on video, but there was a spike that came running out. One of the spikes that I've been after, actually. He comes flying out of the field chasing a doe, and I heard him grunt twice. I'm like, wow, I can't believe November 2nd they're starting this early. So it's very, very exciting, and I know that this cold weather is what's getting them up and going and started. So it's just exciting. I'm so pumped for this season and all the awesome things that I'm going to get to share with you guys. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me a big thumbs up if you did enjoy this video, and drop a comment down below and tell me what you think. I hope that you guys are excited too, and that you'll stick around to catch the whole series. But thank you so much for watching, and I have a pretty cool video coming out for you guys tomorrow, so be sure to catch that one. I will see you then.